Hi, I'm Herman Witkam. I'm a film composer.
Herman, so many instruments in the studio. There's instruments literally in every corner. Favorites? Do you have any favorites?
It would be hard to choose, but currently this one would come to mind. It's a type of charango, a baritone version, and the charango is from around the Andes area in South America. And this version is called rocco. So it's it sounds great. Whatever you do with it sounds musical by itself. Just open strings, tune in this beautiful minor chord, and then you just.
How did this instrument end up in your life? Have you heard it somewhere and you wanted to buy it? How did it go?
I heard this instrument in several films that had music from this composer Gustavo Santaolalla. I looked it up and I found the maker as well, Pablo Richter.
Everything is so pretty on it. Even the
Yeah.
back part is all these different woods on it.
Yeah, I made sure that he used South American wood and not other stuff. And he wanted to put Dutch tuning systems on it, but I had to avoid that. I wanted to be sort of authentic. But it's whatever you play on it sounds musical, and it's just the chord that it's tuned in. It's already like a very nice minor chord. And with very little effort, you can make music with it that sounds already very. Very cinematic, I would say, already. It can be a lot of different things. It can be a very emotional, small scene, but it can also be like an action scene. If you play a rhythmic pattern on it, it's very versatile. And because it has so many strings, it has a lot of different sounds you can get out of it.
And about the filmmakers that come to you, and when you tell them that they should use an instrument that they probably are not familiar with, how is their reaction? Do they take it well? Do they ask for, give me a guitar?
Yeah, a lot of the times people will be like, just give me a guitar, or what is this? But often at the same time people won't notice that it's not a guitar, but they will like it, and without knowing that it's an instrument from an entirely different continent than the regular guitar that would be used. Sometimes you get away with it with directors, and others just want regular guitars and regular pianos and a string orchestra or something, and that should be the ensemble. Maybe some percussion if it's not too ethnic sounding or something. It can be a challenge to get those. Yeah, to convince the director to be able to use those instruments in projects, especially if you don't have a setting that allows for a lot of instruments from other areas. But you don't have to play music from the Andes on it. You can play anything on it, and it's chromatic, so you can play all the notes within an octave. So it's pretty easy to play classical music on it or something else. So yeah, and it goes for a lot of other instruments that I use as well. Some of them are clearly very tuned in only one setting, but a lot of them, like this one, are very easy to transport into another entirely different musical culture.
And it gives a totally different sound.
Different timbre, yeah.
For the audience as well.
I tend to use a lot of small string instruments, especially on the children's and family films that I worked on, because it feels like it fits more with the characters. If you have little children in movies running around, it makes more sense to use small guitars instead of big guitars, for instance. Like what I did in May's Case. A lot of small instruments. Everything was basically replaced by something that sounded a little bit smaller. Electrical piano that I used on the upper range, for instance, smaller percussion, and smaller string instruments, ukulele especially.
Small actor, small instrument.
Exactly, yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed this episode, but there's more to find out about Herman. Check out the next ones.